I've been teaching golf for over 30 years and I've got a chipping video that has over 4 million views. These are the 2 drills and the 1 feel I give every single student when they come to me and want to work on their chipping. Now the first drill, and I give this to every student no matter if they're a beginner or tour professional, and that is the lead foot only drill. All right, so I'm a right-handed golfer, so my lead foot is my left foot. The drill is very simple. I'm going to balance on my lead foot. I'm going to use my trail foot, my right foot, as a kickstand, and I'm just going to go ahead and make little motions here. Why does this drill work and why is it so important with chipping? Well, because one of the key components to being a great chipper of the golf ball is to have solid contact. When you have solid contact with the golf ball, you have better touch, you have better feel, therefore you have better distance control. And one of the reasons a lot of you do not have good contact with the golf ball when you chip is your upper body moves too much side to side. So when you're in this position, the lead foot only, it forces you to keep your sternum, your head, your chin, the buttons on your shirt, whatever reference point you want to use, it forces it to stay nice and steady. So let me go ahead and just hit a shot here. So I've got the golf ball equal with my lead foot, my left foot, trail foot is down like a kickstand. All right, and I'm just gonna stay right here and just back and through. And you could see how I had nice clean contact. My head stayed nice and steady. Nick, did you get that? That was pretty good. All right, Nick gave me a thumbs up. Why don't you give us a thumbs up on this video? Be sure to subscribe, and also, hey, tell us where you're from. It's one of our favorite things. We love hearing where you're from. So that's the first drill I give every one of my students. Now the second drill that I give my students is what I call the trail hand only drill. Because in order to be a great chipper, as you've already learned, we gotta have good clean contact. But then the second part is we gotta have good touch and feel. And you do that through working with your trail hand. I'm a right-handed golfer. If I throw a football, if I throw a baseball, if I write a letter, I do it with my right hand because that's where my touch and feel is. So when you're hitting chip shots and putting and things like that, all right, we got a whole book coming out on the short game on all this types of stuff. Your trail hand is your dominant hand, and that's where you have the most touch and feel. So this drill is very simple. Just gonna take my lead hand, put it in my pocket, grip down on the club with my trail hand, and just go ahead and swing it back and through. Now the first couple times you do this, it might be a little challenging. It's harder than it looks, right? So here we go, I got it set in there. I got the ball in the center of my heels. I'm gripping it in my trail hand. Okay, that's not too bad. It came out a little softer than I wanted it to, but you get the feels. We improve our touch and feel by working with the trail hand because that's the hand that provides that force. The feel that I give every single one of my students has to do with the butt end of the club. And this is a golden nugget. This is probably something you won't hear anywhere else. So this is the butt end of the club. This is the club head. When you start your chipping motion, the butt end of the club needs to move away from the target initially. Let me just show you the difference. First way that you can move the club, which is the incorrect way, is to take the butt end of the club and move it towards the target while the club head goes away. So notice the butt end goes towards, the club head goes away. They kind of call this the hinge and hold. Not a big fan of that, although I know some golfers believe in it and they put it out there. I don't think it's the best. The better way to do it, in my opinion, after 30 plus years of coaching, is for the butt end of the club to initially, that's the key word, initially move away from the target. Now, after it has initially moved away, yes, you can hinge it a little bit. All right, so it moves away and then I hinge it. So let me just go ahead and hit a shot. Here we go. I get set in there. I want the butt end of the club to move away and then I can hinge it. Here we go. Now that came out nice and soft, and this chip shot, because it's downhill and it's downwind, is really fast, and I'll take that right there. So now that we've improved your chipping, check out my next video. And if you want to learn more about my philosophy on the short game, check out my new book.